So I did something insane. I built a time machine, set the date to 79 AD, and right now, you and I are walking through Pompeii, a few hours before the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. In this vlog, we're gonna explore real streets, real houses, real food, real graffiti from ancient Pompeii, exactly as archaeologists have found them under the ash. But there's a twist. As we go, you and the future knowledge in your head might be the only chance these people have. Do we warn them or just observe history? Keep that question in your mind as we walk through this city together. All right, camera on. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's vlog is different. You're seeing this through my time travel rig. We've just arrived at the city of Pompeii, southern Italy, year 79 AD, population around 20,000 people. We walk through the city gate. The streets are made of big stone blocks with deep grooves from chariot wheels. There are stepping stones across the road so people can cross without stepping in mud and, let's be honest, sewage. This already tells you something. Ancient Romans were obsessed with practical engineering and city planning. Notice how the stones are raised? That's basically their version of pedestrian crosswalks, and the gaps between them match the width of wagon wheels. Traffic design, Roman edition. What details of a city do you think you'd notice first if you teleported into it? The people, the smells, the buildings, or the tech? We turn a corner and boom, the ancient equivalent of a fast food shop called a thermopolium. Check this out, guys. These stone counters with round holes, those holes held big jars of hot food, stews, beans, wine. No home kitchen, no problem. Street food culture is 2,000 years old. I cannot believe the detail on these. Look at these stone counters, absolutely packed with history. Baker shops are everywhere in Pompeii. Some even had stone mills and ovens, where archaeologists later found carbonized loaves of bread still in the oven. That means when the eruption hit, people were literally going about normal daily routines, baking bread, running shops, gossiping, exactly like us on any random day. Here's where the twist starts. I know that in less than 24 hours, an eruption will bury this entire scene in ash. None of them see it coming. Imagine knowing the end of a story, but having to walk inside it. From what you've heard so far, what part of daily life here feels most surprisingly modern to you? Now we head toward the Forum, the main square. Okay, crew, welcome to downtown Pompeii. This open space is the Forum. Think of this as their city hall, mall, and Instagram feed all mashed together. Deals are being made, trials are held here, religious ceremonies, and social flexing. Who donated what? Who has status? Nobody here has the word volcano in their vocabulary yet. They don't even realize that mountain is dangerous. We leave the busy square and I change into something simple before heading into a residential area. Time for a house tour, Roman style. We're stepping into what archaeologists call a domus, a wealthy family home. You walk through the changing room with wall niches where people stored clothes, the warm and hot rooms with cleverly designed heating under the floors that pumped hot air. These paintings tell us what they like to see every day. Gods, nature, fancy architecture, they turn their walls into storyboards. If you owned a house here, what scene or story would you paint on your walls to show future people what mattered to you? Okay guys, spa vlog time, but ancient. Public baths were a huge part of Roman life. Most people didn't have private bathrooms, so they came here to wash, exercise, and socialize. The changing room with wall niches where people stored clothes. The warm and hot rooms with cleverly designed heating under pestack. The warm and hot rooms with cleverly designed heating under the floors that pumped hot air. This is where you see Roman engineering flexing. They used raised floors and hollow bricks in the walls to circulate hot air and warm the rooms. It's like an early version of central heating. I'm looking at the steam rising, and I know that soon a different heat, superheated gas and ash, will sweep through this city. It's wild, the same idea, heat and air moving through spaces, but one is comfort, the other is destruction. How does it change your view of ancient people to know they had heated floors and public spas over 2,000 years ago? Welcome to Pompeii's amphitheater, one of the oldest surviving stone amphitheaters. This is where they watched gladiator games and other shows. Imagine this, packed with thousands of people, shouting, betting on fighters. Entertainment was intense and often violent, but it brought communities together, like sports stadiums do now. Archaeologists have found frescoes in Pompeii showing gladiator fights, and even evidence of a riot that once got games banned here for a decade. So yeah, ancient fan bases could get pretty rowdy. If I really listen, I can almost hear the crowd. And I keep thinking, in less than a day, this place will be silent for almost 1,700 years, until people in the future dig it out from under the ash. Okay, YouTube, time to talk about something that makes Pompeii feel incredibly real. Graffiti. The walls here are covered in messages scratched by ordinary people. They wrote everything: political slogans, insults, love notes, jokes, even I was here'd style messages. It proves that ancient people were just as messy, emotional, and funny as we are. There were also brothels, with little pictures above the rooms showing services. Archaeologists used those to figure out how the building was used. It's not just marble and temples here. This was a living, breathing city with all sides of human life. When the ash falls, these casual wall scratches will become one of the best records of how normal people, not just elites, thought and joked. Disaster ends their lives, but weirdly, it preserves their voices. What surprises you more, the advanced buildings or the very human, sometimes silly graffiti that survived? Before I leave, there's one more stop I want to show you. Not a big temple, not a fancy bath, just an ordinary house. This isn't a millionaire's place, it's more like a middle-class family home. Still has painted walls, still has a small courtyard, but everything's on a tighter scale. You can almost feel kids running around here. See this guy? In my time, archaeologists will find a cast of a dog here in Pompeii, curled up, still wearing a collar, trapped when the ash fell and the chain was too short. Right now, he's just alive, guarding the house, maybe waiting for his owner to come back from the market. Completely unaware that his final moment will be preserved for people thousands of years later to see. I could slip a warning note under the door. I could shout something vague like, "Earthquake coming, leave the city." Would it change anything? Or would they just think I'm crazy? This is where time travel stops feeling cool and starts feeling heavy. It's easy to watch ruins from a distance. It's harder when you've just pet the dog that becomes one of the most famous victims of this disaster. Okay, one last major stop before things get really intense. A temple that tells us a lot about what people here believed and how connected the ancient world was. This is the Temple of Isis, dedicated to an Egyptian goddess. Yep, you heard that right. In a Roman city in Italy, people are worshiping an Egyptian deity. That's how globalized parts of the Roman Empire were. Ideas and religions traveled with merchants and soldiers. Kids and teenagers might be hanging around here because this cult was especially popular with younger people and those looking for a more personal, emotional kind of religion. In the future, archaeologists will use this temple to understand how religions mixed and adapted. You've got Roman building style, Egyptian goddess, local Italian worshippers, all blended together. It's like a spiritual mashup. Now imagine what happens when the first tremors hit and ash starts falling. Where do people run? Some might head straight to temples like this, praying to their gods for protection, not realizing this is a natural disaster, not divine punishment. For us, with modern science, we talk about magma, gas, tectonic plates. For them, it's omens and angry gods. Same event, completely different interpretation. If you were here, would you try to explain the science of what's coming, or would you speak in their language? Signs, warnings, your gods are telling you to leave? Which would they understand better? Okay, something's changing. I've been keeping an eye on Vesuvius, and I'm starting to see unusual activity. Historically, on the day of the eruption, people reported earthquakes and a towering column of ash rising from the mountain. The eruption of 79 AD blasted a huge column of ash and pumice into the sky, then later sent deadly pyroclastic flows, fast, super hot clouds of gas and ash racing down the slopes and over Pompeii. I'm standing here with two timelines in my head. Theirs, where this is just another day, and ours, where this city becomes a frozen time capsule. I have a choice. Warn them and risk changing history, or leave and let the past unfold as we know it. Okay, no, that wasn't just another earthquake. Oh no, it's starting. It's not just an explosion, it's a collapse of the sky above us. This is the point of no return. Once this column collapses, the pyroclastic flows will start, fast enough to outrun anything on foot. I think I just ran out of time. All right, guys, I'm heading back to the time machine. In our time, archaeologists will eventually dig this city out, starting centuries later, uncovering houses, bodies, tools, graffiti, almost everything we saw today, preserved under up to several meters of ash.
Pompeii is tragic, but it also became one of the best windows into everyday Roman life that the world has. From street food to bathhouses to graffiti, it shows that ancient people weren't just names in a textbook. They were us, just in togas and sandals. If you want more time travel vlogs where we turn history into something you can actually walk through, hit like, subscribe, and tell me, which place and which time should we visit next?